Kia ora, Bronson Peerage, welcome to the Chrysalis. Instead of staring at my face today, I'm going to point the camera at a whiteboard lying on a bed, because I'm sitting on a bed. Um, Quick video, I'm going to try to keep it between 5 to 10 minutes. Let's talk about the purpose of the channel. I've made about 100 videos over the past 2 years, and with the support of people like yourselves, we've been able to get over 14,000 views. 3,200 of them alone on my first video about Bitcoin, so thank you very much for your support. And just want to put it out there why we do what we do. I thought I had clearly established it in previous videos, but I've had people ask me even to this day. So here goes, guys. Number one, my aim is to educate. There's a lot of people in the business sector talking about business, but what I find is among a small group of people that claim to be in business, there's a whole lot of ignorance. Kia ora to whoever's watching. So I want to try and change that. I don't claim to be the greatest expert in business, but I know how to start a business from nothing. I know how to run a business off the smell of an oily rag, and I know how to go from minimum wage to working full time for yourself in less than a year. I've done it before, and I know what it's like when a business fails, and I know how to get through that. And so, in that story alone, is a whole lot of value. Things that can help people to make money, gain financial freedom, and just push through to that next part of their life that they're looking for. Second of all is to establish myself. I put myself out there online a lot. It's not that I need the attention. I just have a need to establish myself. I'm a university dropout, so I can't just wave my degree around. I'm not a best-selling author yet, so I need to establish myself. And the only real way that I can do that is tell my story, talk about my expertise, answer people's questions, and help people to move forward in their business journeys. And then the last purpose of the Chrysalis video channel, then of the Chrysalis Facebook group, is to sell stuff. I wrote a book a few years back called Purple Cow Burger Stock, and it's about how my business died, how I started it while I was working for minimum wage at a supermarket, and then how I quit my job, and then how it all came crashing down on my head 2.5 years later. I learned so much. I learned more than all my business training, my course, all my reading. What I learned in those 2.5 years of my life will stay with me for the rest of my life. And so I wrote an ebook all about it. And the Chrysalis is a shameless attempt to market and to sell that. I'm also working on another ebook. I'm going to be releasing it on Amazon Kindle called The Entrepreneur's Playbook, and that's going to detail the process of how I started a business from nothing, and that's a process that anybody can use. As long as you've got a job, as long as you're able to pay all your bills, and as long as you're able to save, kia ora, person number two, as long as you're able to pay all your bills, right, and save a lot of money on the side, you can actually start a business. And so this second book that I'm in, well, I've actually finished writing it, but I'm in the process of getting it edited and then converting it into Kindle format, so that way we can start pushing it through Amazon, right? So that, and I'm anticipating that will be ready to go by 1st of February 2018. Now the third book that I'm working on is and this will be another Kindle book, and it's about how to buy and sell Bitcoin in New Zealand. Bitcoin, I guess, has taken the world by storm, but there's a severe lack of information to help people in New Zealand get started. So I want to try and change that. I also want to try and help people to understand the correct principles so that they can avoid many of the scams that involve Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies out there. So, that's why we do what we do. I know I'm opinionated. Everything that I say I'm willing to back up. I don't expect everybody to agree 100% with what I say. But, if people do disagree with it, then I invite people to prove it wrong. And the easiest way to prove it wrong is not to post a link, is not to argue, but just to get out there and to show better. And if you found a better way, if you found an easier way, if you found a more effective way, then hell yeah, do it and prove me wrong. But if you're open to learning new things, then hey, why not give it a go? So let's look at the first section, educate. What exactly can I educate you on? Right, in 2011, I was about to get married. I met a wonderful woman, and I got time off to marry her. And then a week after that, I lost my job. Right, so here I am engaged to a wonderful woman who I love, and her parents have granted her hand in marriage, and I now have no job. Right, I spend the next like 3-4 months of my life trying to survive. I did some contract work with a friend of mine, but it didn't really work out. And then in January, I got a job at a gourmet supermarket, and the people that got me that job, I'll be forever grateful to them. And so I spent the next few months just trying to figure out where I was at in my life, trying to figure out how I go from a sales job in one of the largest electronics retailers in the country to, stacking shelves at a supermarket. And then, over that time, I was able to identify a problem that my employer was going through, and I found a way that they could solve it free of charge. Right? Yeah, so I found a solution to their problem. And so they supported me in this problem, and they helped me to get clients because they weren't paying for the service. In the end, they benefited for it, but they didn't pay a dollar. And so, they used to refer me to a lot of clients. And then by January 2013, I had already, January 2013, I had already gained enough clients that I could just quit my job and work full time. And so that's what I did. And then, we had a lot of ups and downs. I learned a lot of things. But in March 2016, 16, yeah, it was March 2016, I decided to wrap it all up. I got a job and I went back to work. And so the Chrysalis is an attempt to tell that story, and it's an attempt to try and show you what I learned and all the pitfalls and also benefits. And by telling you my story, I hope that I'll be able to establish, myself as a legitimate source. I can help people start businesses. I can help people to increase their sales within their business. I have ideas. I've built a business out of nothing. Doesn't mean that my experience will apply for every business, but I know when my skill set is going to work for you, and I know when it's not. And so I'd never ever push something on you knowing that it's not going to work. I would rather teach principles and then show you how to apply those principles in any given situation. And then the third one, sell stuff. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a writer. And so when I went back to work, I figured, well, now's as good a time as any to write. So, I wrote the first book, Purple Cow Burgers. You can buy that on purplecowburgers.com. And it hasn't sold much. But it was my first attempt. And we're just going to keep on writing. We're going to keep on writing ebooks. And then if any of those ebooks manage to sell enough to warrant it, then we're going to make them into hard copies. But I'm going to keep on creating. I'm going to keep on writing. And hopefully I'll be able to help as many people as I can along the way. The Entrepreneur's Playbook, I'm looking forward to it coming out. It's a short and it's an easy read. It's less than 10,000 words, but it will give you all the steps that you need to be able to create a side business while you're working, and then either keep it going while you work or use it as a way to quit your job. Right, the third book, my title on Bitcoin, that's going to help people who want to get into Bitcoin and to do so in a way where their risk is low, they don't lose out, and they are able to benefit from the Bitcoin bubble, because it definitely is a bubble. It will pop soon. I don't know when exactly and why exactly, but these things always pop. The dot-com bubble popped, the tulip bubble popped. Bitcoin is going to be no different. But why should that stop you from making money? Now, I'm just looking at this timer here, and I've realized that I have literally talked non-stop for about 9 minutes. So, guys, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments, and I'll be glad to either write you a response, or if it warrants it, I'll be glad to make another video about it. But anyways, guys, that's why we do what we do here at the Chrysalis. That's why I do what I do. I don't necessarily do this for ego. I mean, admittedly, I have an ego, but I am more concerned with this than ego. I am more concerned with this than ego. And I am more concerned with this than ego. It's not about me being right. It's not about me being cool. It's literally about me getting paid. because, you know, there's a lot of things going on in my life. So thanks a lot for your time. Thanks for the 2 people who watched. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to post. Catch you guys later. Bye bye.